This is a water resistant device from Sony released back in 2012, and this one is called Sony Xperia Go. This was a budget friendly device from Sony back then and still kind of usable. This device features a 3.5-inch TFT display with a resolution of 320p. Under the hood, it packs 512 MB of RAM, 8 GB of internal storage, and it powered by a dual-core Snapdragon processor. It also supports a 5 MP rear-facing camera with autofocus, and it also got a flash, as you can see here. I actually have two of this device. Well, three if you count the one with some issue. So currently, both of them running pretty well, and this device released with Android 2.3 and later on updated to Android 4.1. So I have two devices, one of them running on Android 2.3 and one of them running on Android 4.1. In terms of usability, both of them kind of pretty much unusable right now, so you can't really do much with Android 2.3 or Android 4.1. They're pretty much unusable, but still there are something you can do with these devices. And in terms of physical overview of the device, as a water resistant device, actually it got flaps to cover up the port. This one is micro B port, which used for charging and data syncing, and volume rockers here. On top we got our power button. Left hand side, as you can see here, we got our 3.5mm headphone jack, but one of them got covers and another one already lost. And on the bottom, nothing. Although it was a water resistant device, but you can actually remove the pack, so the design is pretty good. So as you can see here, if you remove the pack, you can see the whole device. Yeah, you cannot remove the battery, so the SIM tray is here, you can take it out. Also we got a micro SD card port here, as you can see here, so pretty good in terms of design. And the speaker is here, so it's not really that great, but it's pretty much serviceable. So this was one of the first budget smartphone to get water resistant feature. Actually, it got IP67 rating, meaning you can submerge this device up to 1 meter of water for 30 minutes. And this was marketed as a rugged phone, not just because of its water rating, but also due to the glass used here actually is scratch resistant. So it's a scratch resistant mineral glass, and it is also dust proof design. So this device was built to last long despite its cheap device or budget device, but it's built pretty well. So in terms of usability, you can't really do much with this device. I did manage to log in my Gmail here actually, but still the Play Store is not working. So the only way you can install any application here is you have to download by browser or you have to sideload it. So I did manage to install like Facebook Lite here. So Facebook Lite is kind of working. It's pretty slow but works. And I did install a Opera Mini browser here, which kind of working, and it's pretty slow but still works. The built-in browser is pretty bad. It's kind of unusable. Most of the page it cannot load. And in terms of gaming, you can still do gaming here, but only offline games will work. Most of the offline games specifically made for Android 4.1, or if you are using Android 2.3, so you have to download specifically for Android 2.3. So if I try to run Subway Surfer, it will work actually, but it cannot handle pretty well. So the game you can install, you kind of can play them, but the experience is pretty bad on this kind of devices. So that's all. As you can see here, it's taking forever to open the game, and so I did manage to open the game. As you can see here, let's try to play. As you can see, there are a lot of frame drop, and it still works actually. Yes, still works. So the gaming, it's not really a thing for this kind of device right now. And the camera here actually is a 5 megapixel camera, as I said. The feature of the camera is that it can take pictures and videos. That is the only feature it got, nothing else. So the camera UI is like this, and you cannot tap to focus or anything like that. You can just click the button and it will autofocus and take the picture. So that's all about what you are getting with the camera. And maybe you can shoot up to 320p video. I did not try it. There is no front facing camera on this device, so let me check. Yes, it can shoot up to 720p. Oh, that's great actually. so it can shoot up to 720p. And yes, you can, if you want, you can take picture and videos with this device, but I don't really know who going to do those kind of thing. So despite being a budget device, this one actually, the Sony Xperia had a dedicated SD card slot, and as I have showed you, you can expand the storage up to 32 GB. But good thing about this device is that it got 8 GB of internal storage, 4 GB you can use for your data, and 4 GB for your operating system and other stuffs. So you can store a lot of music here, and if 4 GB is not enough, still you got your SD card slot. You can put your SD card and you can do a lot of things here actually. And the big question right now is that what you can do with this device as a almost 12 years old device, how usable this device is right now. As I said, you can't do much here. The phone call and messaging still works. So as you can see here, my SIM card is there and it's still working. Phone call and messaging working perfectly fine, no issue. This device got 3G support, so 3G network is working for me here. And one more thing you can do here is actually listening to the music. It got 3.5mm headphone jack, which is pretty decent, and the Walkman player is also pretty good actually, if you listen music from Walkman player, so it's pretty good. Rather than that, there is nothing much going on with this device actually. That's pretty much what you can do with this device right now. One thing about this device, it's pretty lightweight. It's kind of very handy device, and it's a rugged kind of device, so it's built well. As a 12 years old device, you can still make phone calls and still you can use Facebook. What you can expect from a 12 years old device? So that's all about Sony Xperia Go. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.